Welcome to Shorts Beyond Measure, where fashion, interiors, and psychology get the stylish, savvy, and slightly therapeutic touch.
We're Tara West, Caroline Baltz, and Allison Goldberg, a fashion stylist and 2 interior designers who are also trained as psychotherapists.
So let's get into what's trending, what's tired, and what's actually worth your time. Because good style and good decisions should never be short-lived. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning. So we are still down. We have no Tara. We are missing you, Tara. I'm so sorry your allergies are bothering you, but we have a fabulous guest today. Caroline, want to tell us who's here?
I'm so excited. So we have Jen DeLalio in studio with us today. But it's so hard for me to call you Jen DeLalio because we went to high school together and she's Jen Bean. You're just Jen Bean. I'm sorry.
One word, it's Jen Bean.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I was confused. I'm like, who's this Jen? Because you've talked about Jen Bean.
Yes.
Okay, now, sorry, I'm a little slow this morning. I'm going to drink more coffee.
Drink on up. We're drink on up. There's high noons over there, too, if you want one.
Oh, really? It's a little early, but maybe next time.
Maybe next time. So, yeah, Jen and I went to high school together. We graduated from Weston High School. And I actually feel like our friendship grew stronger, maybe even post-high school, too, because we shared our college friends, right?
Yeah, I know. I got in on that crew. It was pretty fun.
Did you guys go to college together?
No.
So how did you share your college friends?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the summers between junior and senior year of college, we were all like, we don't want to live with our parents. So one of our friends went to Boston College and she was like, well, you know, there's off-campus housing that's available in the summer.
Probably
and
cheap,
we could all
too.
just like live in a house together. So Caroline brought her crew from Connecticut College. I went, and then our other friend and her roommate from BC went.
Oh my gosh,
And
so fun.
we had jobs in Boston, and it was like, we don't have to live with our parents.
Yeah.
It was fabulous. So I feel like from then on, I was like a close group with your friends. And then if I would go visit Carol, I was living in Boston after college. When I would visit Caroline, like I knew her friends, and that kind of reinforced it. And then there was the mega party of Caroline's wedding.
Well, she was so young when she got married.
A marathon of 5 days. I was thinking about this the other day.
right.
5 days of partying leading up to the wedding. And I by then I was living in New York City, and so she got married in the Cape. And I drove back from that wedding in like the rental car or whatever, and I was just like, I'm not drinking for 3 months. And I took off.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
really?
took off 3 months.
It was
You
that
did that to
bad.
your friends? I wish I was there.
Oh, yeah.
Caroline, how old were you when you got back?
I turned 25 the day before I got married. So, yeah.
I was 23 when I got married.
Yeah,
But,
babies.
but you know how that one worked out.
Oh, yes, it was fun. It was really fun, and fun to have like the reason that it was so many parties and whatnot is I had 9 bridesmaids, high
Oh my
school,
gosh.
college, and they all knew each other, and like,
That's so
yeah, it was
fun.
just a whole fabric of
It was
friends.
a great group. And you had a townhouse in Falmouth. Do you still?
Yeah, no, we don't have that anymore. But we did. That's where everybody came and hung out in Sippawisset.
Yeah.
And that's where the party began.
It was great. And we got to know Bill better then, too. Even though we like knew him, but got to get to know him better.
Yeah,
Was that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm just
He's
kidding.
such a
I
good
love
host.
him.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, so good. All right, but so one of the things that's really neat about having you as a guest is that you also had a career pivot 15 years into being a successful consultant. You pivoted and became an interior designer. So tell us a little bit about that. I'm dying to hear how you would articulate that.
It was terribly like on again, off again in a way. So out of college, I was an econ major, but it was liberal arts, so you could kind of do whatever. And it was like a really good job market. It was 1998, and the bubble hadn't burst yet,
Right.
so there was a lot of tech projects going on. So I got a job in Boston at a startup called Extra Prize. They're not in business anymore, but they got bought out by some
you
marketing
left.
company.
They're done.
Yeah, that was it. So anyway, I did the consulting thing for a while, then went internal. I worked at the New York Times, which I really liked. And then when I was working at the New York Times, I was going to the Hamptons on the weekends.
Such a tough life.
I know.
I met a guy, and we dated long distance for a little bit, and then I ended up deciding, like, okay, I'm going to make the move, and I'm going to go to Southampton.
Full
And-
time.
Full time.
Okay.
And
I didn't know people lived in the Hamptons full
I
time.
knew. Yeah.
What was your job at the time?
I was a systems analyst.
Okay.
We
I
were
thought you were
doing a big
consultant.
project called Seaball. So I was a consultant, and then when you kind of go internal,
Okay.
that was my little like moonlight into going internal. So I was there for 2 years, but it's really cool to work for a big company that people have heard of after you work at a startup because you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I can say the name and people know what I'm talking about.
You're like, wow, you're important.
But you were
I felt a little
hardcore. You
boost.
were really good at what you did. You were very successful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So when I left, I was like, what am I going to do? Because that was like just prior to being able to work remote on web-based software. The software that I had been working on was all client server, which means you like need to be there, or VPN, which is total pain. So when I left, I was like, what am I going to do being a local in Southampton? And I had taken a night class at NYU for interior design, and it was like super basic, just sort of introducing you to terminology and like what's involved. We had to measure a room and document it, that kind of like
Yeah, I did
simple,
something
silly
like that.
thing.
Yeah.
And so I was interested in it. And so I got a job in an antique shop, and then I got a job at like a design showroom where they do a lot of window treatments and custom cushions and pillows and furniture and stuff. So I learned a lot over those 2 years. And around the time I had gotten married to that guy, my husband now, Perry.
Perry. So
Shout out to Barry. And I was called by this guy I knew from my old world. And he was like, come back. We need project managers. It's all software, remote. It's web-based. We'll pay to train you. You just have to make a commitment for a year or something like that. So I ended up doing that as a contractor, not even as an employee,
Okay.
just like 1099, could make my own hours. And I was worried, like, am I going to fill up my plate with this? Wasn't a problem. Worked as much as I wanted to. So I ended up doing that for like 10 years. And in 2015, my friends were like, you do so much on the side. Just like make it a company already doing
Okay.
interior
So
design.
you were helping friends. You were helping.
We renovated our own house. I was, like the mother-in-law projects, like,
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff. And it helps you get up your confidence, especially when you can like make your own choices for your own house. And, we did quite a big reno on ours over the years. So they were like, dude, start your own company already. So I went on Houzz.
Yeah.
You know Houzz?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can set up a free profile. So I was like, here's my company, JKate Designs.
Yes.
Let's do it. My
Let's
middle
do it.
name's Catherine. So it was JKate, Jen, Catherine. You get it.
Yep.
And I really
Should have
like
just been called Bean Design.
I really like how JKD are my initials and JKate Designs is also.
Okay.
So we
Yeah.
kind of like played that up when I finally got a proper logo.
It's a really pretty logo. I love it.
Thank you.
So did you get clients off of Houzz?
So my first client came about 6 months in after I had set up that profile.
Okay.
And they were buying their first second home, which is a lot of projects in the Hamptons are like that. Like,
Yeah.
we live in the city, we're not moving out, but we're going to buy a next house.
Because no
Another
one
house.
lives full time in the Hamptons.
Mostly, except if your husband has a paving business. Shout
Okay.
out to South Park Asphalt.
And landscaping, right?
Just paving.
Oh, just paving.
Paving, road work, tennis courts, excavation, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So where was I?
You had your first client.
I had my first client, and they had the tightest timeline of anyone, but you don't say no to anything.
Right. It was your first lead. You got to
Yeah.
take it.
So I was working till like 1 a.m. sourcing, meanwhile doing my other job, which had like kind of big deadlines going on. And so that was sort of how I rolled for a while. I was just doing both. And I had 2 kids by that point too. So I was juggling
God.
a ton. And so that's how it went on. And I would just kind of do both for a while. At one point I switched consulting firms, but it was kind of doing the same type of thing. And I was getting really tired of the context switching
Yeah.
in your brain. Like I would have a call for an hour, and then I would do sourcing for a little while, and then I have a client call for design for an hour, and it was just like all peppered into my day.
It's
Yeah.
too much. And with the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
So-
have like 7 full-time jobs.
I wanted to get out, but for the software consulting job, it was Salesforce. I'm sure everybody's heard of it.
Yeah.
For that job, I had this client, and they were in the hospitality industry, and they got crushed by COVID. And I couldn't leave then. And then they were like trying to hire people back when they were finally getting traction. And I had to help them, find people and interview people to replace me, basically. And so
They
it
needed
took
12 people to
way longer.
replace just you.
Two.
Yeah.
Too.
Not surprised.
It took way longer than I wanted. But in 2022, I heard about this workshop called the Haven Workshop.
Ooh,
Oh, is that the Haven
List?
But that's like connected to like the big box stores, or am I making that up?
No.
Okay. Continue
That's
then.
different.
Sorry
I know
to
what you're
interrupt.
talking about.
Yeah.
So the Haven List is out of, I think, Marblehead or Newburyport up here. And this woman, Melissa Barron, founded it, and her sister works there too. And they decided that designers needed a place to go learn about running a business.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, what's flannel or,
Right.
clay or whatever, but, how to run a business. And I don't know if you've heard of Anastasia Casey and the Interior Collective. She runs
Yes.
Design
Yes.
Camp in
Yeah.
Texas. So it's like that.
Okay.
And they call it the Haven Workshop. And I signed up. It was in Newport Beach, California at
Oh,
this
wow.
amazing hotel. And they totally spoil you. And I went for 3 days, and there's panelists and experts, and Melissa gave a talk on marketing. It was like amazing. And there were 40 people in the group. And then you have this whole group chat after. So you like have your whole
network.
peer group
Yeah.
to like bounce ideas off of. And so when I got back from that trip in October 22, I was like, I'm done. And I told them I'll stay for 2 months, and we are hiring these people, and it's going to happen.
So what did you learn in that workshop? Like what made your brain say, okay, I can now do this. I'm done with that job. I'm going to do interior design
Yeah.
full time.
good question.
I think part of it was that those workshops are geared towards sort of anyone in their journey level wise. And I was pretty much at the beginning. Like, I didn't have a lot of systems and processes. I was using the Houzz platform as my business software, but like not to a great extent. I wasn't doing a lot of product markups.
Yeah.
And so the things that I was doing that they said you should do gave me positive reinforcement.
Okay.
And that helped a ton. And then I'm like feverishly writing down anytime they talked about like goals for like financials, like what is an example of a well-run financially designed company? Like, I'm like, oh, how do I get there? And like trying to figure that out. And I was like, you just like hanging out, talking to people, and they're like, you're going to free your brain up if you just let go of that one thing. And then you can really like
Put
be
all your
strategic,
effort
you
into-
know.
yeah.
I was just like, oh, humming along, I was like,
Yeah.
if it's a business, you got to treat it like that. You have to be a leader, even if you're the only person, that kind of thing. So those were, I think, what I learned the most. And then like little things like, there's this amazing woman named Renee Bush. She runs a company called Tandem, their brand strategy. She was one of the panelists, but she would sit down with you for 5 minutes. She's like, give me your Instagram. And she would like change your profile and like make it all perfect so that
I
if people
need her.
looked you up, they would be like,
Ooh.
oh, this is all the information I need. And it was like well written.
yeah.
Are you still the only one at your firm, or have you scaled?
I have subs.
Okay.
So it's so funny. You have to check out Anastasia Casey. She's amazing. And when she interviews designers, she's like, tell me who's on your team. Like it says
Yeah.
a lot,
Right.
So 2 years ago, I brought on a company called My Design Assistant, and they do my procurement. So I outsource all my procurement, proposal preparation,
Oh my gosh.
POs, ordering. I don't like to click around in that system. And like the proposals are beautiful that you can build in house,
Yeah.
but it takes forever.
Right.
So they do that.
Okay.
And then I have a bookkeeper, 1099 service. And I have a gal who is local. She lives in Riverhead, which is near me. And she is I've known her for 10 years. She helped me on that very first project. She was an intern for me. And she's her master's in interior architecture.
Oh,
She
perfect.
knows CAD in and out. We work on floor plans together a lot. And she'll do elevation drawings for me when we do built-ins and all that kind of stuff. So she'll help me with anything. She's a sweetheart. So
Yeah.
we're kind of strategizing on what other things we can work on together. But she's also a 1099 at the moment.
That's amazing. And it's amazing how you've built your business. We're going to pause here because we do this in 2 parts, but can you tell all our listeners
Sure.
where to find you, Instagram,
Sure.
contact information?
Yeah, so my Instagram is JKate Designs, all one word, no hyphens or anything. JKate Designs with an S. And then my website is jkate-designs.com.
Perfect. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Stay tuned for part 2.
Bye.
Bye.
That's it for this week's shortlist. Thanks for listening.
If you enjoyed today's conversation, share it, leave a review, or let us know what's on your short list.
Shorts beyond measure, because the most important things in life can't be quantified.